Akın Ünver is an assistant professor of international relations at Kadir University, and he joins us from Istanbul. Akın, good to have you with us. After Erdoğan had an outburst a couple of weeks ago accusing Iran of trying to dominate the region, of conducting proxy wars in Yemen, in Syria, and Iraq, dozens of Iranian legislators sent a letter to President Rouhani demanding an apology. That did not happen. The visit was not canceled, and they certainly seem to be very cordial with each other today. What's going on?
Well, there's a particular limit to how much Turkish-Iranian relations can deteriorate, as well as a limit to how much these relations can improve. I think both countries want to isolate their bilateral relations with their regional ambitions. So on the one hand, Turkey and Iran want to improve bilateral relations, trade, export Iranian gas and make a lot of money. But on the other hand, they have to go on pursuing this, centuries-old sectarian dynamic.
Erdoğan said his visit was not all about the economy, but as you said, they're talking about tripling trade in 2 years. Turkey's looking for cheaper energy. It wants to invest in the expansion of the Iranian energy sector. So isn't the truth was that this was greatly about the economy?
Yes, I mean, Turkey also wanted to make some fixes about Syria and Yemen. But when you try to fix Syria, you have to, this is not something that Turkey and Iran can handle on their own. There's a Russian dimension, there's a European dimension. In Yemen, there's an Egyptian dimension, there's a Saudi Arabian dimension. So I think just, Turkey and Iran just talking about themselves and trying to fix all of these things, I think it's a tall order.
So let's talk about the geopolitics. Both sides tried to play down how they're on opposite sides in all these different regional conflicts. They talked about stopping the bloodshed in Yemen and in other places. But as you know, they said pretty much the same things when war broke out in Syria 4 years ago, and we've seen how much good that did.
Yeah, again, this is about sectarian geopolitics. And it's about, sectarian balance of power in the region. Whenever in Middle Eastern history there has been a, significant disturbance to this balance of power, you had, widespread massacres. And, Syria is basically the northern end of what we call as the Shiite crescent, which, spans all the way from Gulf towards northern Iraq, from Syria into Lebanon, threatening Israel. So whatever is going on in Syria is basically an extension of Iranian defense policy.
Right, and Erdoğan opposes Assad, and Erdoğan is really trying to walk a fine line because he also met with the Saudi Interior Minister yesterday. So he's trying to keep both the Saudis and Iranians, who are enemies, happy.
Right, because Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and also United Arab Emirates as well, they have been emerging investors in Turkey's market. So in order to keep Turkish economy afloat, Turkish economy is reaching a middle income gap. To escape that middle income gap, you need more and more investment, and that's why you have to keep Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar all happy.